Bienvenido, welcome, I'm Oni Boi, your favorite hobby tourist. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Hello, welcome in Stormy and Mr. Ghost. Glad to see you both. Where today, we're trying something a little different, where I'm gonna start working on a TCG, like a tabletop game. I was working on a Coin Clash before, but I realized I love the idea, right? So I love the idea of Coin Clash, but I think it has a really large barrier of entry. You know what I'm talking about? So there's a really large barrier of entry because you need the physical coins to even test the game out. And it's very hard for me to someone interested, I want to try out your game, but I can't actually do it. Even I tried the tabletop simulator, but it doesn't work the same. Hello, Jackson, welcome in. Yes, well, so I thought, why not make another game? This isn't even like the game. This one I have, this is like a little thing I was testing out a while ago, actually. I was testing out like concepts for like a tabletop game. And I was like, you know what, I'll just start out with some art just so you could see what it looked like while I'm chatting with you guys. And then we'll switch it up, right? We're gonna switch it up. We're gonna pull up some other stuff. Don't worry, we're gonna actually start something from scratch. So I'm thinking, let's do a tabletop game, right? And I was like, because I have so many ideas. I have probably not thousands. I was gonna say thousands, but at least I have probably 20 ideas at least. It's like hanging out, and I'm like, okay, let's do a tabletop game. And as I make it, you guys could play test, you can print it and play stuff like that. It's all good. Jackson, I have a question. Of course, go for it. And Storm, honestly, I could see that's being an issue. Sounds good for a mobile game, but those are conditions, and saying that makes me feel very slightly icky. No, that's what I'm saying. So I love Coin Clash, but I feel like it's going to be better after I already have things going on. Because it's going to be like a fun, extra thing, it's as its own thing. There's a huge barrier to entry. Just because you need the coins, and they feel really nice when they get people to hold them. They're like, oh, I love these feel so good. I love the sound that they make when you cling them together, but it's gonna be really difficult. Let's see, Mr. Ghost. Today I was supposed to send you something important about Oni Boi from my game, but since I didn't feel well, I only made one thing. Oh, no worries, Mr. Ghost. I'm glad you feel a little better. Let's see, Jackson, what is the best legendary trio in Pokemon? Legendary trio for me. That's tough. Whenever I think of a legendary trio, I automatically think of the birds, just because I'm a Gen 1er. That was the first experience I had with the legendaries, and they felt cool. They felt cool, like these three birds, majestic birds. But if I really went who's the cooler legendary trio, probably Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. Those are probably the cooler ones. Stormy, does it even have to be a trio, or can it be a quartet? Right? Or a quintet. True. But I would probably say the birds, just because they feel more epic, just because they've had longer to go around. That's what I'm saying. I would say because I grew up with Gen 1, I feel like I've had longer time with them, and also the Pokemon Company really likes them, and they've brought them back many times, even though they're not really legendaries. If I'm going really looking at them, they're not legendaries in the sense as other I would say they're more very, very, very rare Pokemon that are strong, but I wouldn't call them legendary if I really want to be honest. Mr. Ghost, I can show you in Discord is how Oni Boi will look in my game. Ooh, yes, I would love to see that. And Stormy crying, if it doesn't matter, then the Reggies. I love the golems. Fair, true, and agree, Jackson, yeah. Not gonna lie, the birds feel underwhelming. That's what I'm saying. They feel more like really powerful, just regular rare Pokemon. They don't actually feel like legendaries, but I like how they are. Especially when Pokemon Go, they made them a thing where it's they were the different factions, the birds, the Galarian birds. I was like, okay, so they made them feel very very deep. You know what I'm talking about? But they felt more just very strong Pokemon, not legendary Pokemon, I feel, in that sense. Anyway, so you guys might be wondering, so what are we doing today? So we're gonna actually start building a TCG from scratch, and I'm gonna reuse some art that I have. I'm gonna like mismatch it up, stuff like that. Jackson, mine are 100% the Hoenn Legends. Really? Really, the dogs or the beasts? You went with the beasts. That's your choice. See, I feel like they don't even feel legendary to me. They feel more like a mysterious. They don't give me like that legendary feeling, just because they're so mysterious. It's like, oh, what is it? It's almost like a folklore. I would almost put them in that category. It's like, you know what I'm talking about? Jackson, they feel almost like they're folklore, not so much legendary beasts. Where I feel like when legendary, it's like everyone knows the stories. It's like, oh yes, these legendary warriors, and like they're epic. That's why I think it would probably be like Palkia, Giratina, and like that. Oh, you mean the trio? Oh no, okay, then yes, those are cool. Those are pretty cool. I do agree with that, Jackson. Those are probably one of the better ones. And Storm, but yes, Gen 1ers are basically Gen 1 elitists. Stubborn, and only Gen 1 matters, and everything after is a disgrace. No, I don't. Don't call yourself what? Well, I'm gonna change that then. I'm gonna change what Gen 1er means, Stormy. Just because if people use it that way, I don't really care. I see it as more like Gen 1er is because that's my first introduction to the series. Gen 1 was my intro to the series. I grew up on it. I don't think it's the best series, but it is the one that took the first step. You know, and I do definitely give it props for that. But I would not call myself elitist. Definitely not. I think that's really corny when people want to be elitists. I've always seen it more of the idea of like, if you do know more something about, like, you know more about a topic, then you should be a guide. You should guide people into this fandom, this experience. Like, I want to be part of it. I just realized something while I'm chatting. Let me fix something. I totally forgot to put my hands. You know, Ghost Head's hands. Hold up. I was like, wait, something looks up. I just looked over at Ghost Head, and I was like, something's missing. And I saw what it was. It was the hands. And Mr. Ghost, I made an update to the category for my game. Oh, okay. Let me check that out. So you sent me something in the Discord, which obviously, since we do like more like these design, drawing, doodle kind of streams, I'm more open to you guys sending me stuff on Discord. Mr. Ghost, he belongs to the category Defender and Buff. Ooh, okay. Oh, he looks so cute. Thank you. I love it. It is actually really good. He looks super duper cute. Yeah, I like this. I like it. Thank you so much, Mr. Ghost. That's so kind of you. Okay, so I was gonna go in. So you're probably wondering, what is this new game that I'm making, right? This TCG. I'm gonna start working on a fun TCG that will not be like normal TCGs, where I know a lot of these TCGs will have like tons of cards. You have like, I don't know, like 50, 60 cards, probably more like 60 is usually the norm. Probably 60, like 80 cards nowadays. This one's way less. You only need, how many I have it in my notes? I wrote it down, but I'm trying to remember. You need, where is it? I know I wrote it down. I don't want to mess up on, because I messed around with the concept multiple times. Well, either way, you're gonna have, was it 2 heroes? Oh, here it is. Why am I was like looking, everyone is like literally right next to me. So you're gonna have 2 heroes, or they're gonna be called league members. So 2 heroes, 2 pieces of gear, 2 buffs, 1 for each league member. And then there's a shared deck. Well, I guess like you'll see. I'll show you right now. We'll like do some doodles. Here, let us. I'm gonna just use this as an example. This is not gonna be it though. Here, I'm gonna make a PNG version of this. That's actually, do you guys know with Clip Studio? With Clip Studio, I feel like there's no way of just like me just copying everything on my screen. And I would love if that was an option. Anyways, let's go into, I'm gonna make, I know, like you're probably not actually seeing what I'm doing. TCG Talk. And then let's just call it example card. I'm gonna call it example card, just for like, just so we lay down some cards, right? And actually, I guess it doesn't really need to be that big. Okay, and then let's go over to this blank. There's like a little thing in the corner, but I moved over to the blank section, and you'll see. I'll read you guys' chat in a moment. Okay, this is what I wanted to do. Copy that. Oh, that is like so tiny, but I don't mind. Oh no, let's I actually want to keep the size ratio. Okay, here we go. Right? Anyways, let's move this all the way up. Oh, let me read what Storm is. Speaking of Gen 1, I completely missed the point of Annihilate when trying to draw them in the style of Gen 1. They stripped the ghost type and claim monotype Pokemon didn't exist back then. Wait, what? Wait, who did? I was completely I saw completely missed the point of. What do you mean? Who did? Who drew this? Did you draw this? It was funny. It's not a bit just brother. You basically made the whole other Pokemon. Who did that? I'm curious. And then let's see, Mr. Ghost. I'm sorry, I must have missed it. I can tell you the new category: debuff, buff, AOE, area effect. Yeah. Damage over time, of course. Those are all basic. No, I saw someone else do it. Oh, okay. That's what I was like. Wait, who did this, Stormy? I don't doubt it. I really don't doubt it. Okay, so I was saying. So in this, right? We got this, right? We got when you play my game, you're gonna have in the middle. This is gonna be like a shared group. So there is gonna be a boss, and then you're gonna have two like minion characters off to the sides. Or actually, maybe we should probably put them a little closer in. So this is the game, how it's gonna work. And then, oops, I went too far. And then another one on this side. So this is like gonna be like a shared section in the game. Okay, when you play this game. Right, I don't remember whose side. Ah, it's okay, it's okay. And let's see, Mr. Ghost, that's for the alpha. Ooh, okay. I'm curious. I am very curious, Mr. Ghost. I love that you guys are also making games too, and I want to see it. I want to see these games. Makes me so excited. Okay, anyway, so I was saying. So in the game, this one, I'm gonna just like write over this stuff. Just so you guys get like examples of this TCG that we're gonna be building. Like I'm gonna be making, you guys are gonna be hanging out with me, and we could talk about game design. I'm gonna move it down. What is this? Oh, actually, we'll see. Probably around here. No. I'm like seeing like there's like these doodles I have. There we go. Around here. This is what we're gonna do. Let's see. Stormy making Annihilate, the Pokemon known for being so angry it died, not a ghost type, was just humorous. A little bit. I agree 100% actually. If you wanted to keep it monotype, then they should have switched from fighting to ghosts if they really wanted to like to keep it monotype. But didn't make sense because they had dual types back then. You know, like that doesn't, it's not, like I get it, like people have their own headcanon or whatever. Okay, so this one in the middle is gonna be the boss. It's like so if you're wondering if what the game's gonna be called, it's gonna be called a Lucid League. It's all gonna be based on dreams. If you're like, I'm with you. Yeah. So like I said, so the game is gonna be called Lucid League, and I was actually funny because I had thought about doing like a game, because I one of my very first game I ever published was a little mobile game. It was terrible. It's called Dreamer, right? And I was like, okay, hold up. And I was like, I want to redo that series one day. And I was like, you know, actually maybe making it a TCG would be really cool. But I ended up combining it with another concept I had. Wait, let's see, Jackson. If you want, you could make a series of adding suggestions. What do you mean adding suggestions? So I'm like, this is kind of like I'm going to be making it, and I might be getting suggestions, writing them down. And Mr. Ghost, if I ever play Pokemon, I will only have ghost types. That is a fun one. Monotype ghost is fun. Chicken guy, hello, I'm going to super chat. But you can't do that yet. Oh, I know. It's okay, chicken guy. Soon. Hopefully soon. Hey, please like, subscribe, do all that awesome stuff. If you guys like the video, YouTube will start sharing it. You know, it will actually start sharing it to other people. And we'll get more people in here and hanging out, subscribing, all that good stuff. Okay, so I was saying, so this is going to be, it's based on like dreams. The TCG is going to be based on dreams. So the one in the middle, this is like a shared deck, like a shared cards. You don't actually, these are not your cards. So this one is going to be the night, is a nightmare. And then these ones, so that's that one. And these two, they are going to be daydreams. So these are daydreams. These are like smaller. So this is like the main one. You want to, like in the game, the point of the game isn't actually to defeat your opponent. The point of the game is to defeat the nightmare. You're going to be a league member. That's like the point of this TCG. So you have 2 league members, and you have to defeat the nightmare. And the first one to defeat the nightmare wins. That's going to be the point of this TCG. Mr. Ghost, Oni Boi, I have some bad news. I think I lost fans. It happens, Mr. Ghost. It happens. It happens. I wouldn't stress about it. Also, what I mentioned to you before, when you make like shorts and stuff like that, you want to make sure your other content works with it. You know, so like if you're doing different things that they realize, oh, this guy actually doesn't do this stuff all the time, maybe it's not going to work. Let's see. Nightmares could be distorted versions of other cards. 100%. I actually, not even joking, that was actually what I was going to do, Jackson. I was going to have, like, there was going to be like some nightmares, but then there's going to be nightmares of the actual cards, like the league members. Yeah. And then, so OG Mr. Ghost, I made a short with TF2 and only has 7 views and it's been posted for 6 days. I mean, this is kind of how it is. You got to figure out what people like, Mr. Ghost. You know, most of mine get around like 1,000 about right now, but I'm going to start changing stuff up. Mr. Ghost, I'll check it out. Yeah, you should. Jackson, Mr. Ghost makes some fun little clips, and he like edits like these fun TF2 jokes and like meme kind of stuff. I have my own channel too. It's got about 1,000. Yeah, you have about 1,000. Oh, nice, Jackson. I did not know that. Am I sub to you? I probably am if you're in here. Let me check. I mean, I'll take a picture and I'll make sure afterwards. Oh, you have 1,000 views. Ah, okay, that's fine. You get about 1,000. That's okay. 1,000 views is good too. Okay, so like in the game, like I said, you have the nightmare, the 2 daydreams, and then you have a location, and then over here an event. So these are going to be like shared cards. Can you guys see that? Actually, yeah, you can. So these are going to be like shared cards in the game, and then each person will have these other cards. Yeah, I'm going to make these smaller. Yeah, I'm going to combine, let's actually combine these. I don't mind combining it. It's going to be messy anyways. Here, I'm going to duplicate this one though, this layer, and combine these 2. And then make this smaller. Like right now, we're just like talking about design, you know? We'll keep this in the middle, kind of small. And then let's make these smaller too. There we go, okay. I'll be back, but I got to go. Yeah, have a wonderful day, Jackson. Hope to see you very soon. Okay, so like I said, these are the shared. These are going to be like the shared ones. Here, I'm going to mark it shared. So like in the game, these are shared, okay? These, you don't actually control these. These are just like on the table. And then this will be like yours, and then it's like, I'll organize these a little bit better in a moment. Here, I'll actually we'll start messing with these a little bit, how these work. Let's do, actually we're gonna need one more. I'm looking at it, yes. Let's copy and paste. And let's do this one. Okay. Yeah, okay, apply. It did not actually move it, okay. There we go. So it's gonna be about like that. And then let's drop that down. And this will be an example of how it looks for each player. And then let's do this. So each player is gonna have 6 cards, right? And then let's mark them. So this will be the league members. I'll just put M. These are the 2 league members. You have 2 of them, right? And then this will be your gear card, and then this one be your buff, like a boost kind of thing. Now let's see, Mr. Ghost. Oh, so Oni Boi, I followed your advice, and I think I created a very cool gameplay mechanic. Oh yes, do tell, Mr. Ghost. I'm very curious about this. You know, I'd love to hear about it. So like I said, so in this game that I'm talking about, this TCG, when you open, like ideally the way, like there'll be like a few formats of playing it, but ideally the best way to play it would be opening a pack, and then with that pack you'll be able to, 2 people will be able to play it automatically, because it would have 1 nightmare, 2 daydreams, 1 location, 1 event, and it would have 4 league members, 4 pieces of gear, and 4 buffs. And then you'll be able to play with that. You do like snake style, choosing like who goes first, etc. And then you're probably thinking, well, what about how you do actions and stuff like that? So the way in this game the actions are going to work, it's going to be a rotation system. So you're going to rotate the cards. You know, like when I guess I'll hide these for a moment. Here, I'm going to put all these into one layer. What is this? Hide these, and then let's make a new card. I'm just going to copy this card. Let's make it bigger again. So in the game, the way it's going to work, you are going to rotate the card to do actions. So I'm thinking you'll be like rotating the cards, right? And then down, like over here on the top left is where I'm thinking it would be. Let's just mark it here. So I'll do this. So I'll be like this, and then up here would be like whatever the action or whatever it is, depending on the thing. So let's say it'll be like 1 mana. This is like 1 mana, right? So it's like 1 mana on this one, and then you rotate it. You know, you rotate the card. I'll rotate it for you guys. Let's do right here. Rotate the card. So you rotate it, and then it would be go to black, top corner. Let's do this, and then it would be like 2, right? 2 mana, and then you rotate it again. Let's do back again to, where is it? I should probably make it a little bigger. Here we go. So this is what I'm thinking for what I'm going to be doing for this game. So it's 3, and then you rotate again. Oh, let's see, Mr. Ghost. Oh, so, okay, you follow my advice. Yes, Mr. Ghost. In the game, there are hundreds of enemies, or mini bosses, or bosses that can corrupt members of your team. Okay. So, what goes on with this corruption? What is the concept behind this? You know, I am a little curious. Not a little, I'm a lot of curious, to be honest. So, like, pretty much in the way this game's gonna work, there's gonna be multiple. Obviously, this one have like 1, 2. I'll do it. Now let's do another one. Oh, not that one. Wrong card. There we go. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then let's do just because 4. Right? So in this game, the way it's gonna work, obviously I'm gonna like the cards are not gonna look like this. This is an example card I made a while ago, but it's gonna be a little different. I'll probably make it like maybe as this detailed if I really think about it. Maybe not 100% sure yet. We'll see. But I just want to explain kind of like the concept, how it's gonna work. I see Mr. Ghost. Character or characters for a few rounds or the whole match would join enemies. Okay, so is this gonna be like a reoccurring thing? Like this, like so in the game, you're saying that's gonna be like a normal thing that you're gonna have like a randomized, like they're gonna take control of one of your characters at random. So you fighting against this mind control is like the main villain in your game. Or this, yeah, like the main like antagonist, this plot point that in your game, like there's these things, I don't know what it is. It's like a disease or it's like some kind of virus that's taking control of people and you're always at risk. Because that could be kind of cool. I like the concept. So you don't want to overbuild your guys. Why can you make Korra from the Legend of Korra? I mean, this is not a doodle stream today. But in a different day, we could put on the list. This definitely could be on the list. I'm definitely open to it. We could do some, I do like tomorrow we'll be doing a doodle stream. If you're wondering about that, why? But today we're just doing TCG. We're making a TCG. Now that'll be fun to do this with you guys on stream and we like hang out, we chat and do stuff like that. I'm just like going over how the game's gonna work. So in this game, instead of having mana and stuff like that, you're just gonna rotate it. You're gonna rotate it, and then that's how you're gonna use up your energy or whatnot. Mr. Ghost, there is a character whose goal is to corrupt all universes and people in them. Nice, that's gonna be cool. So it's like the main antagonist in your story. That's gonna be really fun. I like that. It seems like a really solid, easy thing to go against. What's like the catalyst for the MC, for the main character? Mr. Ghost, I will do a version with Oni Boi to give you an idea. Yeah. No, but what's the catalyst though? Also, quick thing I recommend, Mr. Ghost, if you're gonna do it to everyone, then I recommend something easy, like a filter or something you go over. Something like this. Like maybe let's say like this, where you have like one of these. Where is it? Like an overlay. Like one of these, you see what I mean? Where I just put a filter over and now it's purple. And welcome back, Jackson. I was just going over a little bit how the game's gonna work. How this TCG is gonna work. But yeah, no worries, Mr. Ghost. But like I was saying, how instead of in this game, instead of using mana and stuff like that, you're going to rotate it. It's gonna be a rotating system. And different characters will have different type of rotation. You know, there's gonna be where it's like you power up style. So like this one. So you start at, or I guess it wouldn't be at 1. It would be at 0. I don't know why I made it. I don't know why I did 1. Should have actually been 0. Let's do it at 0. There we go. There we go, 0. And then over here, this one should be 1. You know what I'm talking about? Like looking at it now, going back at it. This should be 1. And then this should be 2. Right? And then this should be 3. There we go. See, that would be more like it. You'd start at 0. Hello, Aaron. Welcome in. We're currently working on a TCG. Like we're talking the very beginning. It's like talking about TCG design. I'm gonna start working on a new TCG called Lucid League, which I think is gonna be fun. if you're curious. So I was going over, the point of the game isn't actually a one-on-one. You could actually play more people. You could even be, you know, a 4-player free-for-all or 2v2. It doesn't really matter because the objective of the game is gonna be a little different. The objective is to take out the nightmare because you're just like a dream world and you're a league member. And the idea is you have to take out the nightmare to save the dream world. And then there's daydreams that will help the nightmare. So you have to actually take out the daydreams before you get to the nightmare. And each player will have to take out their own daydream. So you'll have 2 league members per player. You'll have a gear card and a buff attached to each player, to each league member. And then the way you're probably thinking, well, how does the nightmare work? The nightmare is actually going to be rotating, was it clockwise throughout every match. Can you draw a chicken really quick? No, I'm not doing any doodle on demands today. Sorry, Aaron. That's tomorrow. Look at Discord. Sure, I'll check out Discord. But yeah, no doodle on demands today. That'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be doing some doodle on demand stuff. Let's see. Would you wait on the? You DM me? Okay, let me check. Oh, very creepy. Oh, so you're gonna do like a tier, like some tiers? Is that what you're thinking, Mr. Ghost? That's kind of cool for like a nightmare version. I'm thinking for mine, they're gonna be very different. Like I said, like the nightmares, there will be some nightmares that are just like kind of normal. Like not normal, but they're like a bit like unique nightmares. But a lot of the nightmares are actually gonna be league members. Yes, and black and with, yeah, okay. See, like stuff like that is like the best way to do it, especially if you want to do it with everybody. If you're gonna do it with every single character, you want something simple that you could just put like a layer over. Like I said, like, oh, make it purple, make it gray, monotone. Monotone's a good one. It's an easy one to do. But okay, so I was going back. So like I said, in the game, when you're playing the game, to do abilities, you would rotate it along. Show you. So you rotate it. Now you have 1 charge. You could use your ability. Obviously, ignore the abilities here. This is an example. It would have different abilities. Like maybe like, think more like Pokemon, where like Pokemon has like you need 1 energy to form a move, or like 2 energy. But every time you use it, it would use up the energy instead of keeping it on you. So think about it, you go 1, you use it, and you go back. You save up, you have 2, it goes back. You get it? So that's how it's gonna work in this game. But you have two league members, so you could maybe you're like, okay, 1 league member is just like doing tagging every turn, like 1 hit, 1, 1, 1. And then my other league member, I'm souping him up all the way until he gets 3, and then I do a heavy hit, which I think will be really interesting strategies because it's doubles. And you're probably thinking, well, what happens if you lose a league member? The league members don't get deleted or anything because it's supposed to be like a dream world. So all that happens, they take a turn to come back. You know, so like you are able to attack your opponent, you know, to make it so they lose a turn. That's the idea. It's like they lose a turn instead of losing completely. And then Mr. Ghost, when you see the characters that control everything, you'll understand why it is like this. You will see a pic of him in demo 2.0. Ah, okay. Very cool. That's gonna be cool. I like the concept. I mean, it's solid. It's a really easy, solid concept to understand. Okay, so let's actually go into designing what a card would look like. Right, we got a little bit of this, right? We got a little bit like a taste of it. So I'm thinking what we should do. So I do like the idea of leaving the information in the middle. I like the middle area. Thank you so much, TCG market data. Well, thank you so much for subscribing. We're gonna do a lot more of this kind of like TCG talk, game design talk from now on, a little bit more. Especially I want to do some videos about it. Okay, so just ignore what we have here. This is an example art that I did a while ago. So don't like stress about it too much. Probably by next week we'll have like something a little more finalized, I'm thinking. Okay, so let's go over this. Let's do something like this, right? I'm thinking that the characters will have something more like in this area, right? That's what I'm thinking we're gonna do for, actually no, hold up. No, I don't like that. No, let's do it more on the top. Let's see, Alan, you be 650 subs. Nice, that's awesome. That's fire looking. Thank you so much, Alan. Yeah, no worries, Jackson. Awesome to have you in, Alan, and that's cool. I didn't even know I got the 650. Cool. Hopefully we'll get more very soon. This is like an art I did a while ago. I'm just like thinking of like designs, how we're gonna do this, how we're gonna make the TCG. So I'm thinking it's gonna be like up here, right? And we're gonna have the name. I'll do the name. I'll just do like this, and then do an example. This is an example card. And then in the game, if you're wondering, is Jackson new? I believe I've seen Jackson before, but just like they're not like a regular. I've seen the name before. I'm pretty sure they are not new. So okay, so it's gonna be there, and then we're gonna do this one down here. Let's see, it's Jackson new. The Pokemon music in the background is cinema. It is like Pokemon like music. It's not actual official Pokemon music. It's someone made this. Someone did like Pokemon like music, and I'm using it. It's like a, what's it called? A copyright free mix that they did for like 5 hours, which someone was using in the background. Mr. Ghost, I don't want to give too much information about him, but you should know that the whole idea is that he feeds on other characters' life energy. Oh. Sorry, I wasn't here, Mr. Ghost. What does? What do you mean, what does? I'm a little lost with you, Alan. You talking to Ghost? That's okay. I'm good, I'm great. You know, my voice is still not at 100, but it's still all right. You know, it's still pretty good. You guys understand me. I'm not like stressing like I was before with my voice. Okay, so here's the other thing. I'm gonna do like another bar around here, right? This one would have other information. Let's do, I'm thinking like this. This side's gonna have like the health. This is gonna have like the character's health on this side. I'm very sick. I know, you're sick. Who eats characters? Oh, Alan, you're talking about Mr. Ghost. Mr. Ghost is talking about his game. And then I'm thinking for this, let's go with like a lightning bolt. Yeah, like a lightning bolt. This will be like the speed of how fast the character is. And then let's do, I don't know, like 15. Just an example. This is an example. And speed 1, very fast, right? I'm thinking something like this. And then the abilities would probably be down here. I'm like thinking like the ability to be written here, whatever the ability is. I'm thinking for this one, would probably do similar to the concept I had for the other one. So it's like when, well, I'll probably rewrite it later. Well, it's like half health, HP, plus 2 damage. You know, that's like the ability of the character. And then down here, I'm thinking we would have the abilities, the actual abilities. You know, I'm thinking the actual abilities would be down here. And let's just write, you know, be like maybe like 1 energy and then 3 energy for the abilities, and then like the ability, whatever it is. Let's see, Alan, people in my class are sick and they all cough on purpose because my teacher showed no Lysol and MG partner cough too. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Ghost, Oni Boi, you know that saying that eyes represent the heart. What do you mean eyes represent the heart? What eye? You lost me there. You lost me. What do you mean the eyes represent the heart? The soul. Oh, you mean eyes are window to the soul. That's what you're saying. Yes. So the thing is, usually, I know what you're talking about. When you draw a character, you're supposed to save the eyes for last because you're giving them a soul when you add eyes. That's that's in art, in the world of art. Their eyes look like the souls. Yeah, I mean, like the eyes, it's the window to the soul. I know what you're talking about. And Alan, someone ran at me full force on accident, hit my head. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know it very hard. Oh, I'm sorry, Alan. Hope you feel better now, right? Hopefully. That's rough though. That's not cool. I'm sorry. But I'm thinking, I know, so to go back to this, I'm thinking something like this would be how it would look. Obviously it would not be, I'm just like, this would just not be that color, right? This would not be, actually no, I think it would be here, huh? We could leave that there. I think that would be okay. Yeah, I think something like this would be best, right? I'm gonna go around erasing this. This is kind of how the card would look. So I'm thinking this is kind of what a card would look like. This is like a very rough, very, very rough. Mr. Ghost, yes, I had a headache, but I'm better now. Oh, I know. I mean, that's good. And then yeah, that was Alan, sorry. Mr. Ghost, look at the picture I sent you and I'll tell you if I understand what it means. And at least it wasn't concussion. Yeah, I've never had one of those, but I have definitely hurt myself many, many times because I used to do martial arts. So I get hurt all the time. Like, not even joking, like all the time. And let's see, you said, what'd you send to me? I don't think I checked Discord on stream, Ghost. Look at the picture I sent you to tell you if you understand what I mean. Oh, that like you gave him no soul by blacking him out. I understand what you mean. Yes. So you blacked out the eyes to take away the soul. Yes, I mean, that is a cool way of making something evil looking, 100%. And other thing, the nightmares are gonna look kind of similar to these, but it won't be like, so the difference with yeah, it is very similar. I like that. So the hero cards, the league members, they're gonna have the cards like this, the vertical, this way. But the nightmares and the daydream are gonna have their cards this way, which I think is gonna be really easy to understand. You're like, oh, you see it. You're like, oh. You're like, okay, these are not my cards. So all the cards that are horizontal are gonna be cards that you put in the middle of the game board. But the cards that are portrait, those are ones that you keep, on you, which I think will be really interesting and people might understand it really quickly. So like this versus this. So it's like these are player cards, and then these are shared cards, right? Cards. Which I think is going to be really interesting for this TCG, and you guys are going to be able to play it too, of course. Oh, that's smart. Smart Ghost, smart game. Lo, I didn't know what I said. I know, Alan, you just being goofy. It's all good though. But what do you guys think of this concept for this TCG? Like I said, it's going to be called Lucid League, which here's the example. See, Lucid League, shared cards, nightmares, daydreams, locations, events, and then down here, the ones you would have. The league members, the gear, the buff. Alan, I get up some for you, so both like change the field or poison gas or something. Wait, say that again? I get at some for you. Oh, I'm very lost. Change the field or poison gas or something. You lost me, Alan. You lost me completely. I'm not even joking. Okay. So I thought since we have like a little bit of this concept, maybe we could actually start building what it looks like, right? So we have like, this is kind of the concept of thinking. I was seeing Mr. Ghost, and Oni Boi in my game at a certain point. You will have to sacrifice a character and recover at one of the engines. Oh. Oh, one of the endings, I'm guessing. That sounds interesting. Very interesting, actually. Okay, so down here, I'm thinking, maybe, I'm thinking down here should be like the typing. And it shouldn't be like this big either. Let's do something like this. I'm thinking like this. Right? Something like this. We could still do, actually, let's just do all of this. Let's do this. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like this. And then we'll add like a little bar. Hello, TCG Mark Data. Welcome in. Hi, TCG. Oh, this is cool. But I can't hear you over the music. Really? Are you serious? Is the music too loud? Let me lower the music then. Thank you guys for I mean, you guys should have told me earlier. If I'm being honest. This is cool. But I can't. Is this game going to be physical or digital? It will be both. Did you type an A or an L? L. Yeah. So then in this game, like I said, I mentioned before. So this is, I'm gonna be like building it with you guys. Like I'm like building it while you guys see me do it on like on live and stuff. Only once a week for now. Maybe later I might do it a little more. Maybe I might do it Tuesdays and Fridays. That could be a thing. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Maybe. I'll see. But like, okay, like so saying, so it's gonna be called Lucid League. And I don't know if you saw it, TCG Market. So in the game, I was explaining how it's gonna work. These are just example cards. These are not the cards that are gonna be in the game. I can hear way better now, thanks dude. Yeah, okay, thank you. Because you guys tell me, you know, because I hear things very different from you guys. You know, I want to make sure you guys could hear my voice clearly, hear the music to like a decent amount. It shouldn't be like overwhelming. You know, it's whatever you feel comfortable with. But okay, so I was gonna explain kind of how the game works. The game, the objective of the game isn't actually to defeat your opponent. It's the first one to defeat the nightmare. Because the concept of the game is you're in like a dream world and there's a nightmare that's loose and you have to defeat the nightmare. You are you're a team of league members. So like you're going after rogue loose dreams. You know, that's like the concept of the game. And you have to take out the nightmare. And then there's like another team also going after nightmare. And the first one to defeat the nightmare gets the win. And the way it works is that you'll have two. Each one will have a piece of gear and a buff. And then, so like the objective, like I said, you have to defeat the nightmare. And the nightmare also has 2 daydreams with it. So you have to defeat one of the daydream, one daydream per player. If you play a 4-person free-for-all, even 6-person if you really wanted to, it doesn't really matter. For every player, there will be an extra daydream. So 2 dream, like there's like a regular one of a 1v1, 1 daydream each. So you have to go through your daydream and then you can go attack the nightmare. Alan, I like this guy called TCG. He's cool and got my name right. And I like all of you as friends, and you're cool too. Oni, Ghost, Stormy, Stella, and lots more. Oh, I know. That's why I'm so happy we could actually do this and we can talk about games, hang out. I think it's really cool. I think it's like a really fun concept. You know, like doing these streams, I never thought I was actually going to enjoy them as much as I do. Mr. Ghost and Oni Boi is a few weeks. I have a big surprise. Oh, yes, I love it. I'm very excited for that. Okay, so I was going to go over, like, thinking up how we would organize this cards, right? So we need the name. Duh, here's the name. Boom, on the top. I think it works well for the hero card. We would have an ability. For each card would have an ability, probably. Not all of them, but most likely they're having abilities. Some moves, like maybe like a move or 2. Maybe even 3, I could imagine. I think down here we could probably add the... I'm thinking down here it would be like the information. What do you guys think? I'm thinking of like information of the card would be down here, like what type it is. Or should that be down here? What do you guys think? What would be more useful? Because usually in like card games, they'll have like a subtype. Like, I don't know, like this one's like a warrior, for example. So it should be like warrior here, or should be warrior on the bottom next to like the artist, like the illustration or whatever, with like the number like 001. I'm thinking maybe up here, just because like after I did it, it looks cleaner to be up here. On the, you think on the bottom, TCG? You think it'll be better on the bottom? So okay, so I'm thinking, okay, so the on the bottom, and then have like the little information. So like whatever the archetype on the bottom of the card. So if you're wondering, TCG, in this game there's no energies. It's your game. No, I mean, like, it is, I know it is my game, obviously, but I want to also ask you guys, what do you think looks better visually? Because obviously it could be on the top. I think on the top is a good way to see it. No, actually, no, you're right. I know, after I just said it, I think it is better on the top because you're gonna want that information off the bat. So it should be on the top, like whatever the type is. You know, warrior, and then like whatever subtype slash blank. What, I think it should be on the top, really small. Is there cards in your video game? Alan, no, this isn't about the video game. This is like a different thing. Top is better. Yeah, I feel like it's basically, it's like where you read the name. Obviously, we would proportion it better. It's not like so messy. Let's see, Mr. Ghost. So you know my game is based on parallel universes, and I'm thinking I'll make different universes of the characters, and if you help them get a skin for the character. Okay, yeah, I get that. But no, okay, so TCG, I was gonna tell you. So in this game, you don't actually have, what's it called? You don't actually have energies. You rotate it to do energies. So is this a PvE TCG? No, it is both. It's PvP and PvE, both. So the objective of the game is to take out the boss. You know, the boss card. The nightmare. You're trying to get rid of the nightmare, but you're also able to, if you want, you could attack the other opponent. And if you lose your health, right? You lose your league member loses their health, you lose a turn. So you take a turn to come back to life. You don't actually, like, they're not like destroyed. That's not how the game works. You don't actually, it's just first one to defeat the nightmare. Because it's like a dream world and the bodies aren't like actual physical. So the concept is like you just, like you take like a whole turn to get your character back. So like by attacking your opponents, like, yeah, you could do like some effects work on the nightmare and the opponent. So it's like an AoE. It's like, oh, I have a move that hits everyone on the field, and maybe even including your teammate, or maybe your teammate has a buff that prevents AoE attacks, stuff like that. I think it'll be like really fun, where it's like, oh, okay, so the objective is to take out the nightmare, but I can do things to prevent the other team from taking it out. And let's see, catch up with you guys. Mr. Ghost, for example, if you help a version of Oni that is red, you'll receive a skin that, oh, okay, so you can have like a lot of different colors. That's gonna be fun, Mr. Ghost. Like, how many characters are you doing though in your game, Mr. Ghost? Is it gonna be like a lot? And then Alan, is it a player versus everyone like you said? Yeah, it is. It's like player versus everyone. And you can play a bunch of characters too. Ghost, does this apply if you have a green axolotl? If I even in the game? Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question, Alan. But no, like I was saying, in this game, there are the shared cards, you know, the nightmare, the day dreams, the location and event. So these are cards that are just like on the board, right? These are shared cards. And then each player will have these many cards. We'll have 6 cards. And then to play the cards, I'll show, like I was showing earlier. Here, I'll just select it so it's not like a mess. There we go. So if you you got the card, right? You're like, okay, I have 0 energy on the top, 0 energy. And you're like, okay, I need to take a turn to charge up 1 energy, and I have a move that uses 1 energy. But if I want, I could take another turn, my next turn, charge another energy, next turn. Now I got 3 energy, I could use my 3 energy move. But the thing that's gonna be fun is you're gonna have 2 league members, it's not 1. So you have, it's like a double, think like Pokemon doubles in that way. So maybe one team member is like souping up, you know, like they're getting charged up their move, while the other one is just like doing like constant damage. And also the items will help. Also the buffs will help, because like the items will also have these charges. So maybe an item will be like, it'll have its own charge, you know, like, so you can charge the item and also charge the player. And the buffs will also have different effects too. So like everything, just like instead of having energy cards, the way it's going to work is by just rotating it. So you don't need that extra cards. And like I said, you'll have up to 3 actions. Well, I guess total 6 actions if you really think about it. Because if you have two league members, 2 items, and 2 gears that each have a possible action per turn, you have a lot of things you could be doing. So I think it's going to be really fun, the way this game is going to work. And I imagine it with the packs, every time you get a pack, it's every single card. You're like, no, not every single, but you'll have like a full set to play. So I'll have 1 nightmare, 2 daydreams, 1 location, 1 event, and you'll be able to play because it'll have this the 4 league members, 4 pieces of gear, and 4 buffs per pack. Every time you open a pack, you'll be able to play a new round, and obviously you'll be able to play specialized. You're like, oh, I like this combo more, but I think it'll be like part of the fun is to rip a pack and play with your friend, a 1v1. You know, let's see who can take out this nightmare. You're like, oh my god, this nightmare is insane, it has like abilities. And the thing that's going to be cool about the nightmare, every turn nightmares and daydreams rotate automatically, doing different effects and attacking different people and stuff like that, which I think will be really cool the way it's going to be, because I'll do like a doodle how the nightmare is going to work next. Let's see, Mr. Ghost. Let's see, skins can be completely different, transformed from originals. Oh, so are they going to have like different stats too? Is that what you're thinking, Mr. Ghost? And Mr. Ghost, I mean, you could have an Oni Boi that does have a hand and as purple as 3 eyes. Oh, that's really weird and crazy. Mr. Ghost, this is an example, not a real skin. Okay. And TCG resource management is essential for attention and pacing. So what replaces the tension? I'm sorry if I missed the explanation. What do you mean, like the tension? Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I'll go back. I don't mind. I don't mind TCG. So what I was explaining. So you're gonna have two league members at the same time, right? So per turn, you're allowed to do 1 action per card. So in it, let's say you have Kides, the warrior. So she has a move that uses 3 charges or 1 charge, and you're like, okay, let's say you have 2 Kides, or I'll double it up just so you can do it easier. Let's do copy and paste. So right, we have, I'll copy and paste it double time, just so it'd be even easier. Just for the example, right? So 1 over here, and 1 over here. No, not there. 1 over there, right? We have two members, okay? So we have 2 members, and then we're gonna do, so let's say this one, I'm gonna charge this one 1, and then this one, I'm gonna charge, not that one. Cancel. And then this one, I'm gonna charge it. Right, so I charged this one. I charged it 1. This one I charged it 1, but I'm gonna use this, like let's say I use this one on this turn, right? So it goes back to 0. But I only did, like, let's say 1 damage as an example. So every turn I'm using the 1 charge for this side. And then this one, every turn I'm going another one, right? I'm charging 2, Then in the third turn, I charge it to 3, and now I do like a larger ability, massive damage, whatever. So then when playing, obviously every turn, you have the nightmare, the daydreams. They're every turn they're spinning around, doing different effects also. And I have my opponent also doing like, wait, I don't want, like you're thinking maybe you're playing against me. You're like, I don't want this key that's over here to get to charge 3 because it's like massive damage. You know? So this was like that concept of having the doubles. Yeah, thank you. I think it is a unique concept. I've seen the rotation mechanic, but I've never seen it used in this way. You know, like I've seen it in other ways. They usually use like charges. So that was like another thing I was thinking. So this is just like an example. This is like a power-up version, but there's also going to be a load-up version. So there's going to be another character who's actually, instead of starting with 0, is going to start with 3. And then they go in reverse. So they go into 2, 1, 0, and then they have to recharge. So it's like a recharge back to 3. So they're going to be like more like, imagine like a revolver, like bullets in a revolver. So it's going to be like different mechanics, different ways of doing it. And then also another thing that I haven't explained in the game, there's also going to be this what each side is going to matter. So like being on this side, some characters will have an ability. Well, it's like if on the left side, they'll have blink ability. If on the right side, they have blink ability. So some characters will have the ability to switch sides. You know, like they'll have the, like you're able to switch sides, but it'll actually have like a difference. Like, oh, okay, I want my character to be on the right side versus the left side. And let's see, I want to catch up with Alan. Welcome in, Alan. And I know you guys, not Alan, Jackson. And Mr. Ghost, but other versions of Oni will have different auras. Oh, okay, that's really cool. I like that. And I know, Alan, you're talking more with Mr. Ghost, which is okay. I mean, like, I think it's fine that you guys talk with each other. Sounds similar to the old Warhammer TCG. Really? I haven't played that one. How does that one go? What's your name? Maui? Maui makes games. Really, I haven't tried that one. I haven't tried. How does that one work? How's the mechanic work on that one, on the Warhammer TCG? I'm curious. I love finding out like different TCGs. Like this concept of rotating thing, where I first really saw it implemented was in Lightseekers. Lightseekers had a rotation mechanic on certain cards, and I thought it was really good. Maui, the Age of Sigma, check it out. It's pretty good, but one lasted a couple of sets. But only lasted. Okay, that's okay. I mean, I love checking out old TCGs, especially if they're interesting. I'll take a picture, then I'll definitely check it out afterwards. Let me see. Oh, yeah. But no, like, so like I said, I'll definitely check that out, Maui. Thank you. Like I said, it's very interesting. But what do you guys think of this basic concept I have? Obviously, it's going to be more the buffs, and the gear will also have this rotating mechanic. You know, and they'll have the ability of, so it's like I said, rotating to charge up, also rotating to use up ammo or something like that. Oh, Lightseeker is essentially the same game. Core mechanics was the same. Oh, okay, so it's the same as like, okay, so it's still different. Obviously, it's very different because the heroes didn't rotate in Lightseekers. Yeah, it's a sick idea. You're invested. Nice. Okay, cool. Because like this is like the idea of the game isn't you go 1v1. The actual objective is to take out this nightmare. It's gonna be like a horizontal card instead. I could do like a doodle, I guess, how it would work. Here, I'll do like a quick doodle just so like you guys like see what I mean or how it would look. At least how I imagine it. Here, so I'm thinking it would be like a horizontal card, right? And then they would have like the little the damages, right, of whatever it does when it rotates. It would have its ability in the middle, you know, ability. It'd have its health on this side. I don't know, maybe like 30. That's it. I'll write it later. And then we'll have like the speed. The speed is also how fast things go. So speed 1 is an example, and then let's give it like 30, right? And then let's see, Mr. Ghost, Alan, I think XL will be a buff rebirth. Okay. And SP, okay, yeah, you guys are just talking between yourself. That's okay. And okay, so I was going with the ability of like the boss, right? I'm thinking, right, something like this. I'm just like giving some color just so you could like see a little easier. And then let's do this. This is like I don't know, like whatever abilities it would be. I mean, like I guess the abilities would just be in here, right? And then these are the damages. So whatever you're looking at, let's say you're on this side, right? And I'm on this side. So the damage, the way it would work, the bosses would always rotate. Every turn it rotates, the nightmares rotate. And then I see 1 damage, you see 1 damage. Maybe, let's see, when it rotates, this would be like a 2, and then that would be like a 2, for example. Okay? So I guess I'll do like a doodle of a boss. I don't know what it could do. I don't know. Here, I'll do, oh, you know, I'll do like a little googly eye thing. He's just gonna be like a little googly eye guy or something. And let's give him like a little claws or something. I don't know. I didn't really thought of what he would be. Maybe he's a little tornado. That's what he is. He's a little tornado guy. There's a little tornado underneath. But either way, right? We got this. Let's see. Maximum potato cannon damage. Wait, what? I'm so lost there. You said healers? Okay. And then Maui, Lightseekers and Warhammer were the same company. They were trying to capture young and... Oh, okay. Yeah, because the thing with Lightseekers, I actually really like Lightseekers. That was a really cool concept. Where like the hero was the 3 different energies. I don't know if you guys saw that. Or it was like the 3 energies. And then you played off of the hero. Where mine, it's going to be a little different. You actually play off the rotations. So in this, the nightmare, right? So let's say round 1, it's facing this way. Doesn't really matter. So it does 1 damage to both of us. Does 1 damage to you, does 1 damage to me. You rotate it, now it does 2 damage to you, does 2 damage to me because it has this one instead. So every time it rotates, it'll have a different amount of damage. It could be 0. It could be 0 damage and like a heavier number. So maybe you might even have an ability to block, like block damage for a turn. You like time it. You're like, okay, I'm going to make sure I block every time the nightmare rotates this specific direction. And I think it'll be really interesting of doing these kind of things. So you have like the nightmare and the daymare, the daydreams rotating, doing damage against you. And hello, Zbot, welcome in. 7 people. I know we have a few people in here. We need more Nitro Turtle game. Yeah, the Nitro Turtle was actually a really good one. I wouldn't mind trying it again, but I feel like after they do a larger update, we could do it again. And Mysticus, I don't yet, still in the thinking phase. Okay, yeah, I know. But no, like I said, so in the game, the concept of this TCG is the boss will rotate, like there'll be like 3 bosses, like I said. The main boss, and then 2 like minion type characters will rotate, causing effects like damage or what other effects they have on the actual card. And the objective is to take out the main boss, the nightmare, not the daydream. You do have to take out the daydream to get to the nightmare, unless if you have like maybe like a special ability or an item or a buff that does direct damage to the nightmare, which would be really busted and cool. Or maybe you only have like a few times you could do it. But each player would have to face against their own daydream to go to the nightmare. But it's like the basic concept of this game, which I think it's not bad for like the very beginning. Like the events would have like obviously effects or whatever, location same, also effects. So every match you have these 5 things that interact with you and also your opponent, whatever they have their own setup too. So you have a lot of things going on, I feel, and it'll be like a lot of combos, and it'll be like really cool, and like I think it'll be really fun later on. No, I know Alan and Mr. Ghost, you guys are just chatting with her. Was okay. If you do, how about in the future, put like the @ symbol just so I know not to read. Because a lot of times I want to read it and I'm realizing, oh, you guys are just talking with each other, which is fine too. Like I've said, it's fine. But yeah, it's going to be called Lucid League. You're out of here. Okay, have a wonderful day. Is the plan to collect blind packs? Collectible / blind packs. Yeah, like, so ideally, I want it. So there's like multiple ways of playing this game. Maui, I like the ideal, like the very, for me, like the best way of playing the game is you buy a pack, you rip it, you play it with your friend, automatically out of the pack, you have enough cards to play the game. You know, because if you look at it, usually a pack will have literally about this much. You know, so you have the 5, you like, each pack will have 1 nightmare, 2 daydreams, 1 location, 1 event, right? You lay them on the table, and then each player, you'll do like, I'm thinking snake style. You know, you rock, paper, scissors. Who's gonna go first? You rock, paper, scissors. You know, you take 1 league member. Yeah, then you take 2, I take another one, and then you do the same thing with the gear and the buffs. You know, so it's like 1, like the first one grabs 1, you grab 2, I grab 1, I grab, was it 2, you grab 1, or we like, you know what I'm talking about? We go back and forth. And you build your team. Then obviously you would be able to have your own, like you're like, okay, now I already have my combos, my ideal combos, my best combos. You'd also play that way. And you'd also be able to play, you know, like 4-player free-for-all, 2v2s. I think that'll be really fun because the objective of the actual game is just taking out the nightmare. So it could be as many people as you want, and for every player, you just add a daymare. So you could even play a 3-person free-for-all. You know, I think up to 4 people would be fine. I think any more than 4 people would be just too many people, like too many cards on the table, and it'll be a little distracting. You know what I'm talking about? I feel it would be really kind of crazy looking. Like, let me see. If we did it, let's just say as an example, right? Let's lay it down. Like, say we have the 1, so like the nightmare in the middle. We have the daydreams. We have, actually they wouldn't even be like this. They would have to be horizontal. So we have the nightmare. We have the daydream. The 2 daydreams. And then we have the location and the event card, right? And then each player would have 2 league members, and then 2 pieces of gear, and 2 buffs. And then you could do the same thing. If you really wanted to, you could have more people play, obviously. Right? And then it would look kind of like this. So like, this is how it would end up looking if you played with 4 people. And you could even do like 2v2s if you really want. It wouldn't be like 2v2 or free-for-all. Or even 3. It doesn't matter. It could be like a 3-person free-for-all too. The way it works. But I think ideally, like the initial of like, you rip a pack, you blind play it would be really fun. But then it's like, okay, I also have the added, let's come back to it. Play with a team that I actually really like. I really like this combo of league members. They work amazingly well together with this gear, with this buff. And then you would probably, ideally I'd want it, each player would bring their own middle. And then you kind of do like a rock, paper, scissors system, like who goes first. And then it'll be best out of 3, like maybe like 5 rounds. Because I feel like this will go pretty fast. The matches will go really fast. So you'd be able to do like maybe like a 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 5 match. And then every time you do that, you would have whoever's, you know, boss as their, like, you're like their middle. So I think that'd be like really fun. You're like, okay, like this is I brought this nightmare. This is my nightmare. I'm going to put it down. I won the coin toss versus the daymares and etc. I think it'd be like a really fun concept of like, the objective of the game isn't actually to defeat your team, it's to defeat this guy. The one in the middle. I have to get rid of this guy. But to get rid of this guy, I have to get rid of my daydream. You know, so I have to do this into this, and then you would have to get rid of this into that. But we can target each other as well. I could be like, you know, actually, you're getting really close to defeating your daymare, your daydream, so I'm gonna attack you, and you could do the same thing. But like attacking each other doesn't actually make it where like you don't delete them, right? All it does is make me lose a turn because I have to like take a turn to recharge this character, you know, which I think will be like a really fun way of doing the mechanic of this game. And it'll be really simple, and you don't need a lot of cards to play the game. You know, you only need the 5 in the middle, and then each player needs 6 cards. And let's see. Oni, since Ghost left, I will talk to you from now on. So you know I will be cool. What if there is a card game where you put like animal cards and you try to use natural disaster cards like boulders, falling trees, fire, and whoever kills off the whole side. First to do their side will win that. That'd be cool. I mean, kind of, that's what the events are. The events, these cards, that's what I'm saying. The event cards are like random events. Maybe like a meteor shower. Or like, since it's like a dream world, it could be literally be like a candy shower. It doesn't really matter. Ah, okay, so no random decks or anything. What do you mean, Maui, with the random decks? No, yeah, like, yeah, there's no pooling decks. There is no deck. You have no deck. There does not exist. Yeah, there's like no deck of you pulling stuff. Everything's on the table. The whole game is on the table. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You, instead of drawing cards, everything's on the table. You see everything the other player could do. You're like, oh, okay, like, whoa, you have a Kides, you know, like, for example, the card I was showing earlier. You know, you have one of these. You have a Kides. She has the ability, when she's at half health, she does +2 damage. And you're like, okay, so she's gonna be nasty. I have to like make sure she doesn't get low health. You know, so I'll probably focus on the other character, the other card that they have on the side. You know what I'm talking about? Stuff like that. I didn't see anything about random decks. I didn't say. No, Alan, I was talking about decks. And Maui was asking me about decks. Remember, there's also the horizontal, vertical, Twitch, Instagram. There's like a bunch of different places. It's also on the screen. If you see other people talking, it should be on the screen. Oh, did you mean Maui, or did you say his name? I didn't know. Yeah, I'm saying their people's names when I talk to them. That's okay, Alan. But no, like I said, so yeah, everything Maui. So everything in the game, there's no pooling of deck. Everything's on the table when you play. Which I think will be like fun and kind of like, it's a very simple way of playing. Like, you don't need the energy. Energies are useless in this game. You just rotate it. You know, and it could be different ways. Like I mentioned earlier, it could be you build up or you can go down. So like this, when you start at 0, you get 1, you get 2, you get 3, and then other characters will have the opposite. So you start at 3, and then every time you use a move, it goes down to, you know, 2, 1, 0, but it'll always be this rotation. But the numbers will be different. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I'm glad that you think it sounds cool, and I'm gonna be like building on it, like slowly. I'm thinking it'll be like Tuesdays and Fridays we'll do the TCG stuff, and then was it Mondays I'm doing my devlogs, my video game devlogs. Then Wednesdays and Thursdays are going to be the doodle on demands. That's what I'm thinking, actually. That's how I'm going to switch it up, because I want to do more game design stuff. And actually, I'm probably going to wrap it up now that I look at it. I've already been streaming for a little over an hour. Hopefully on Friday, Maui, if you probably on Friday, I'll have some more stuff done, and maybe even have maybe some base cards. You know, because I have like some doodles I could use. And I'll just like have like some like little basic cards that we could even like try out. Maybe even on these kind of like TCG streams, I could maybe do a tabletop simulator with some people. Maybe if you wanted to, you could participate, stuff like that. I think it'd be really cool. You know, and we'd even test it out, doing like the tap rotation thing would be really fun. But either way, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And like, this is like literally the first time I'm doing this TCG chat. The initial fear would be to risk. Wait, let's see, Maui. The initial fear would be to risk of having the game solved and Obvious best set of 6 cards. The drafting section you mentioned could alleviate that though. You mean the middle? See, that's the thing though. Even if you had the best set, it doesn't mean it's the best set for every nightmare and daydream. You know what I mean, Maui? Because you don't know who, because like, yes, maybe you're like, okay, I have this nightmare. I have the, I don't know, the nightmare, what could it be called? A Snow White, right? If I'm gonna do like storybook characters, right? So I have the nightmare Snow White. It has like these effects that like freezes like the field, has like a lot of freezing moves, and I have gear that's like anti-freeze, right? But like I said, yeah, you have a good, like we're doing like a rock paper scissors system where we're doing 3 turns or whatever, and like, okay, who puts down their nightmare? But doesn't mean you get also the daydreams. You put down the nightmare, but I get to put down the daydreams then. You know, so I put down my daydreams, and maybe the daydreams don't work with the nightmare. You know, like, yeah, maybe your set of 6 is really good against Snow White, but terrible against these 2 daydreams that I put on the field. You know, so it's like, it is like I said, it's like a rock paper system. You know, rock paper scissors to who puts it for this round. You put down the nightmare, I put down the daydreams. You put down the location, I put down the event. And then we, in the next round, we swap it. So you never get to pick the middle, all the middle. You know, if you did pick the whole middle, yeah, of course, you're like, okay, this is like the perfect set. I'm just gonna like put these 5 in the middle, and then my team will always win against this set. But it's gonna be like so many different combinations, you're not gonna be able to account for it. It's gonna be really difficult. The cards a player is using, yeah, just potential there is for the meta to be small. But that can be fun to play with, guessing the counters, bring, etc. Like you said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, of course, there will probably be some sets that'll be a little better. You're like, okay, this combo works really well against everybody. You know, it works against every single nightmare they have. You know, I have like some like basics. Like, okay, off the bat, for the first set, what I'm thinking in my mind, I want to have 15 league members. 13 pieces of gear, 11 buffs, 5 nightmares, 6 daydreams, 4 locations, and 3 events. And then I want to have alternate cards, like alternate art cards. Like I want to have like 20 alternate art cards. But I'm thinking that would be like a good first set. It's only 78 cards, which is like, I think in a regular set would be considered like a mini set. But I think because this game doesn't have any decks, it works as like a really small, like, okay, there's, so it ends up being, you know, so you have two league members, right? You have your 2 league members, but there's 15 different league members. You know, you're like, okay, so like out of all the 15 league members, I have these 2, I like these 2. And I have like 2 pieces of gear out of the 13 pieces of gear. I have these 2 pieces of gear out of the 11 buffs. I have these 2. So it ends up being a lot of combos. And then you don't even know, like, yeah, it works well against blank nightmare, but not against these other, maybe like it works against 3 nightmares, but not the last 2. The last 2 nightmares are totally different, which is going to be fun because each nightmare is like a mini boss or like a boss. You know, same with the daydreams are going to be like their own event, which I think is going to be like really fun and kind of interesting. The cards you play, yeah, but like I said, like I think it'll be really fun because it is so limited in a way, and like each nightmare will be completely different. That's like the way I'm designing it. You know, like one nightmare maybe is very fast, you know, where another one's super tanky, or another one has a lot of like status effects, stuff like that. I think it'll be like very different. You know, so like I said, you said like, oh, this is like the best combo for that nightmare. Maybe not all of them. It doesn't work as well. But we'll see. Like maybe one combo is really good against counter other league members, but not very well against nightmares. But we'll see as it goes on, and we'll build it over time, obviously. So I'm thinking, like I said, Tuesdays and Fridays I'll do the TCG streams, and then Mondays I'm gonna do my Ori streams, and then Wednesday, Thursdays we're gonna be doing the Doodle streams, which I think this will be a good way of doing it. But all right, I'm gonna be wrapping it up. Thank you guys seriously so much for hanging out with me and putting up with this kind of like messy way of putting things. But we'll see as things go on. We'll see better, and I'll start doing more art. I know, Alan. I'm so sorry. It's getting late for me. It's already 7:30. I gotta have dinner, get Bingo to bed, etc. Nice, good luck with. Thank you so much, Maui. Have a wonderful day, Zbot. No worries. But also, thank you so much to Mr. Ghost, who was here earlier, who also had to leave. Who else? I know there were like a few people. Hayozan Hades with the potato cannon. I know I already said Alan a while ago. Who else was in here? I want to make sure I say goodbye to everybody. You know, I like to say goodbye to everybody who said hey to me, at least. Everyone who likes he talks, I like to say. Oh, also TCG was the other one. Jackson was also in here for a bit. Stormy was also here. And I think that was everyone who spoke. Yeah, that was everyone who actually spoke. I like to say goodbye to everyone who actually said hey to me in the chat. All right, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Yes, I speak a little Spanish. Ooh, nice. All right, see you next time. Goodbye.